maybe I should add myself to the stage first. What up? What's the deal? What's going on, family? So look, the day's here. The day has arrived. The day is here. Let's see what these undefeated 4's are gonna do. Let's see if we get to cook. Now, look, man, there's some interesting news. There's some stories heading out. I'm hearing shock drop. All right, I'm hearing shock drop, which is dope because I was hearing everything from we weren't gonna get nothing at all to now potential shock drop and everything in between. So let's see how the day works out for us. We shall see. We shall see. Man, we're hearing shock drop, which is crazy because I got on here last night after work and I was like, I got home from work, catching up on my little sneaker news, and then all of a sudden, Jay the Sneaker guy on Breakable Kicks was saying it ain't gonna happen. They're hearing nothing. Nothing's going on today, right? So it's funny how there's a shift. You see, it's funny how there's a shift in atmosphere now and how people are like, oh, shock drop. That's why I constantly get on here and be telling y'all I officially know nothing. Because things, even if it's good information that comes from solid people, things can always change, right? Things can always change. But what's good, man? What is good? Let me jump in here. So let's see, man. What is the deal with these undefeated 4's? What is the dealie? Let's get into the sneakers app. Let's see what the sneakers app is showing us. See if the sneakers app is showing us any love. Let's see what we got going on. So allegedly, from what I heard yesterday, is that some things are loaded up on the back end in the sneakers app. Let me see. Because everything's up in the air, you know what I mean? Everything's up in the air still, but it's looking way better. It's looking way better than what it was, if that makes sense. Like I said, we went from people saying that nothing was gonna happen today, and now we wake up today to this news of like, boom, shock drop. You know what I'm saying? So that's good. That is good. And if it's a shock drop, look, I'll take a shock drop. Me personally, like, peep this. Me personally, I'd rather take a shock drop over EA. That's just me personally. That is. Oh yeah, bro. 100%, man. And whatever, you know how it is, man. A lot of times, man, content creation, man, it's clicks and views. Where your kicks in the build. It's my guy right there, man. You'll make sure you check out my man's channel. He dropped his video on these undefeated 4's like 10, 11 days ago. My man, his pair came in, and man, I'm excited. I'm excited to get these kicks. I really am. They calling it a shock drop, but it's a shock EA, which is fine. I'll take it. You know what I mean? I'll take it. Whatever. Let's see if we get a shot to acquire these kicks. I'm here for it. I am here for it. Totally here for it. What's good? What up? Shout out to everybody who's tapped in. Double tap that screen for your boy. This shit was good, man. All right. Man. Oh, by the way, I actually heard, let me see, Joel hit me up and told me they already did an EU. Let me see, EU just got a regular shock drop, so we shall see. So EU got a shock drop. Uncle Christy put a post out saying shock drop. Let me see. Sneaker News says the Air Jordan 4 hit sneakers on August 28th. Undefeated informed Sneakers News that a targeted opportunity for dedicated sneakers members will come later this month, which suggests an exclusive access style release. So, just OG in the build. Good morning, man. What's going on? What's going on, brother? Sneaker Tyler Radio in the build. What up? Alpha Dad, how does EA work? Man, so whether you get EA or not, man, I honestly don't know. I don't know how that selection is made. Just to kind of put it into perspective, you got some people that get EA all the time, and you got some people that don't. I don't know how the selection is made. Now, in the past, they have talked about having requirements, or should I say, right? To where you're eligible, whether you have EA eligibility, depending on like the release. Like I remember one in the past, and chat, y'all can help me out with this. I remember like a Kobe drop in the past. I don't know if these were for like the Grinches or reverse Grinches or whatever, but they were like, if you've gone for X amount of Kobe's in the past and have not won, then you're eligible to get EA for this, this particular drop or whatever. But with all of that being said, I've also seen instances, and where your kicks can talk about this. There's been people who like just like that Kobe drop, like I'm saying, there's people that's created brand new accounts and have gotten EA. So now that kind of negates the whole, well, I've tried in the past and haven't hit, so now I'm eligible to get EA. So once again, all right, well, look, here it goes. EA works like this. Either you get it or you don't. And once you do, it's a time limit draw. So there it is. Like, right, you get it or you don't. But as far as like who's eligible, yeah, he's right. Either you get, I have no clue on like the selection process, like straight up. What's good to everybody who's tapped in? Have they confirmed if they are dropping them? So at the moment, Ty, from what I'm hearing, it's definitely, well, I don't want to use the word definitely, right? Because I always say I know nothing, because things can always change. But at the moment, these were already loaded up on the back end, apparently. I'm still hearing that things are kind of quiet, like in Discords, in the groups right now. But these have been loaded up on the back end. Nike or Sneakers app just didn't put it up there for us to display. How the drop was going to happen, I think, has always been a mystery. Clearly, I think somebody knows something to why all of the content creators are saying, boom, shock drop, boom, shock drop. So clearly, I think somebody knows something behind the scenes, but it's going to, allegedly, it should be gone down today. I don't think what's going to happen with Nigel's is going on right here with this particular moment. So we should be all right. Shout out to everybody who's tapped in. What up, man? I got on yesterday. I wanted to do a little temperature check. Now, this is something that I would like to do. I'm going to take some screenshots of these kicks. That's what I want to do. I want to take some screenshots of these prices right now, because there's going to be a fluctuation in prices, either that's up or down, but there's going to be a fluctuation, and I would like to capture that. Rear Kick said, as I stated last night, after what happened with the Nigels, they're keeping information close to the chest. Yeah, that whole Nigel situation, that debacle was crazy. Now, let me ask you this, Lewis. Is there rumors or any chatter of possibly getting a redrop of these Nigels, or is Nike just gonna let that go and be like, hey, what happened, or should I say what didn't happen happened, and next, forget about them. That's what I'm curious on. Like, are they going to re-release these because they cancel those orders, or is it just like, going to be forgotten about, and then we might get a true shock drop in the future? Curious on how that Niger situation is going to play out. Let's see. We will see. I would love an opportunity to cop these kicks for retail. I would love the opportunity to do it. I have these on the way. I'll be the first to tell y'all, I am guilty. I am guilty. But to my defense, I'm not guilty from 47 in the build. What up? I'm not guilty from a FOMO perspective. I'm an analytical thinker, and I was kind of breaking things down analytically. And depending on stock numbers and depending on how these sneakers were going to release was contingent on how I was going to move personally. Once I've seen that sneakers that were loading up other silhouettes that was going past August 28th, right? We already have Cave Stones on there set to release in September. In the moment I didn't see anything about these Undefeated 4's on the sneakers app, I was like, I'm not feeling this, because it can be EA, and if it's EA, if you don't get EA, now your chances of obtaining this silhouette for retail, you can always get this kick. You can always get any sneaker you want, right? The question is, are you willing to pay a ridiculous amount for it, depending on the sneaker? So we definitely try to cop for retail. We definitely try it. Double tap that screen and run them likes up. I appreciate that. Definitely appreciate that. He said, no info as of right now with the Nigel 4's. We may have effed ourselves on them for now, which, correct. I think that's a huge possibility. You know, Nike just might say, you know what happened, and you know what I mean? That's where we're at with them. So it's definitely a possibility. And Sneaker Tyler Radio is absolutely right. GOAT is your friend. Speaking of GOAT, every morning I down a bottle of water. Speaking of GOAT, let's take a look at GOAT. See what we're looking like with some prices here on these Undefeated 4's. Have y'all already copped? You see, that's the thing too, because I mentioned this last night. I'm hearing stock numbers right now, 15, 16K, right? Which is not a lot. I know it sounds like, a lot of times whenever you think about these numbers, you be like, oh man, there's thousands of pairs. And it's like, yeah, there's thousands of pairs. But there's way more people going for them. And you don't just have people. I can't even point to myself now because I already went on GOAT and ordered. So I'm not even going to sit here and say, you know, I don't have a pair, you know, secured, because I do. So I'm not even going to point to myself anymore. But not only do you have people who have not acquired this kick at all, you're going to have people such as myself now who's going to be looking to double up. For someone, they're looking to triple up or whatever. So you're not just in competition with the people that haven't hit at all. You're in competition with other people who's trying to, you know, get multiple pairs of this thing, man, which is, you know, it makes it even tougher, to be honest with you. It just does. This isn't like to scare anyone. This isn't to FOMO anyone out and be like, y'all better get on StockX right now and secure a pair. I'm not saying that. I'm really not saying that. I'm just telling you that's what I did. I got on GOAT on the 20th. I made this move on the 20th. Today's the 28th. And I seen the way that things were moving, and I was like, I don't like it. And that's just the bottom line. I was like, I don't like it. So, yo, Rob T, hey, was you able to get some rest? Ironically, I was able to get a couple of hours of sleep, which is crazy. So I feel good. I feel like James Brown up in here. I feel good. What's going on, brother? Hopefully he's able to get some rest. Yeah, let's take a look at these GOAT prices. Let me pull this up here. Let me try something real quick, because I know in the past I've been having issues with like my screen. Let me see. Allow. Oh wow, it's actually looking like it's letting me do it. Stand by. Let me see. Man, I've been having an issue with my screen share. Let me know if y'all can see my screen, because I've been having an issue with like my screen share. I always ask everyone else to do it because I've been having an issue with my screen share. King Midas. Yo, King Midas in the build. What up? I'm kind of going back and forth like between the screen share here. Let me know if y'all can see my screen. Let me know. All right, taking a look at some prices here. All right, so size 12 is back to a 410. So a 12 in particular, I've seen it go as low as 389, and I believe that was yesterday while I was working. I was kind of glancing at my phone a little bit, and the lowest I've seen was 389. So, and we've been floating around between like 389. I see 394s, 398s, and then I've been seeing like 404, 408, and now we're at 410. So I would love to see, after whatever happens today, whatever we get, shock drop, EA, whatever. After whatever happens today, I want to see what's gonna happen with these prices. This is what I want to see. I want to see what's gonna happen with these prices. Prices have gone up a little bit. It says you need to invest into a second monitor for your setup. I might have to. Was you able to see my screen just now? Was you able to see like me doing all of that? Normally, when I used to use because it's not letting me do it. When I used to use Google Chrome, I used to be able to take it and drag it out and kind of create like its own little page, I guess. Firefox isn't letting me do that, so I'm trying it and it's not letting me do it. Yeah, he said yes, but you won't have to keep switching back and forth. Yeah, I feel you. I appreciate that. Thanks for that. Let's see. I have a feeling these sellers are going to try to make this go as high as they can. I swear their Wake 5s have given them confidence of a man with a new haircut. Ain't not like that new cut confidence. It's that new cut confidence. Hard facts. 40 minutes until 10 a.m. So all right, so let me ask you this: is 10 a.m. the time? Because one thing I haven't heard personally, unless you guys have, I have not heard a time. So is 10 a.m. going to be the time for this shock drop? Is the time confirmed? Has anyone heard a confirmed time? A few people that I follow, they're online. I follow Rafi Collects and BG Kicks. Everybody's live right now, so I appreciate everybody who's tapped in, but have there been a time? Is anyone talking about a time that's gone down? Sneaky Tots, I was able to see your screen. I appreciate you. Maria Blas. Yeah, man, I am excited for what's gonna happen, man. Like I said this last night, the only question I have is my lights gonna stay on or am I gonna go dark? That's the only question. That's the only question that's gonna happen. Let's see what the deal is. We'll see what the deal is. But I'm excited to have a potential opportunity to cop these kicks for retail. Speaking of my breakdown, because I've already talked about this a few times. My customers were able to give me, man. Let me tell you, my customers for the past couple of moves that I've done. Your boy's been blessed with some pretty good tips, right? So I literally picked up my Undefeated 4's with tip money, 100% tip money. I was $436 and like 18 cents. I pulled it up last night. So out the door, I want to say I secured a pair for like $436, right? So just to get a little update on GOAT, regarding my pair here. I believe it said that my shoes were shipped in, and we're waiting on verification. Yep, I'm waiting for it to be verified. All right, so my pair in particular, item subtotal $394. Shipping standard $14.95. Retail delivery fee 28 cents, and tax $27.60 for a grand total of $436.83. So yes, I went ahead and secured a pair on GOAT. I did this on 8/20/25. So on August 20th, I went ahead and made this purchase. King Mighty said, what size you need, M-Tip? I am going for a size 12 in these Undefeated 4's. If somebody was to go for a size for me and copped, I will. I guarantee you, I will pick these up. If somebody hit on more than one pair, I will triple up on these. You know what I mean? Like, I just will. I was even saying this last night. I will also help somebody else out because, number one, I'm not greedy. So I said this last night. I was like, oh man, I'll triple up on them, whatever. But I'm not a greedy person. So if I doubled up on these, number one, that one pair that I have, like whatever pair comes in first, I'm gonna tell you right now, that's gonna become like my daily wear kick. Like, no lie, I will add it into my rotation. I got quite a few shoes that I have, you know, into my daily wears. These Undefeateds would be like become like my dailies, which is crazy. I mean, to even say that out loud is dope. That goes to show you how special 2025 is. Jordan Junkie in the build. What up, Jordan Junkie? I just watched your, I don't know why, like, man, YouTube is so funky. Like, YouTube sent me a notification for you on your Kobe x-rays, and it popped up on my phone as if like you just made that video. And I know you dropped it a couple of days ago, but it's weird. YouTube is like that. Sometimes YouTube will send you a notification like a video is fresh when it ain't. But shout out to your Kobe x-rays. Them joints is dope. Your awakes departed today, or still just a label. So I have a tracking number, and the tracking number had said we have not picked up your item yet. So yep, at this point it's actually just a label. That's what it said when I checked the email. All right, boom. It says awake bubblegum pink Jordan 5's delivery, men's size 13. It says they're being shipped via UPS to the following address. The tracking number for these items is here. Use the link below to track your shipment. So they just haven't picked it up yet. They haven't received it yet. UPS doesn't have possession of the package yet. Estimated delivery date will be available as soon as we get the package. So that's what it's showing me for that. Good looking out, Rob T. Rob T in the build. What up, man? What up to everybody, man? How y'all feeling? Like, where's everybody's energy at right now? Like where's your energy? How you feeling about this? About these Undefeated 4's? Now, look, I already know a lot of y'all already copped, right? A lot of y'all already copped. And even though I did order a pair on GOAT, and I'm waiting on a pair from GOAT, man, if I can cop this silhouette for retail, I would love to get this kick for retail. So I'm still putting my name in the hat. Just because I secured a pair on GOAT don't mean that I'm already like, yeah, I'm good on them. Nah, man, I would still like to get a pair for retail. And if I can double up, I will instantly put this on foot. I'm talking about instantly. You'll see. I'll go somewhere out and about and be walking in the grass with them, like straight up. Like I will have these kicks on feet, like straight up. He said, "Yeah, them joints is fire. Appreciate the support, my guy. Feeling lucky. Okay. Okay. Feeling good. Who's going for these in the chat? Who is going for these kicks? Real at? Who is going for them? I think a lot of people already got them, which is dope. Because it's crazy. Another YouTuber that I follow, her name is An Eye for Kicks. she put a video out. I've definitely used to follow. I used to follow her like a while ago. I met her for the first time in person at SneakerCon Fort Lauderdale. Right, was kind of chopping up with her for a little bit, and she was like, man, she was like, I know a lot of people didn't hit on these, but these seemed like it was like a fairly easy, decent cop. She hit, her husband hit, some friends of hers hit, like everybody and their mama hit, and I'm like literally sitting here like last of the Mohegans, like, yeah, I struck out. It's crazy. Where Your Kicks 26 said he's going for him. Jordan Junkie said this guy. He said he's going for him. I know this AI camera man be zooming in and whatnot. Yeah, man. I'm excited. We got 32 minutes. Shout out to everybody who's tapped in. Even if you're at work. Yo, how many of y'all? I would totally do this. That's the only reason I'm laughing. I would totally do this. How many of y'all are at work, and when like a sneaker release happens, y'all go to the bathroom and act like you're using the toilet? You're sitting there like this, trying to. How many of y'all be doing that? I don't got to do that. I'm self-employed, so ain't nobody yelling at me. I'm the man, right? I'm the boss, so I can use my phone all I want. Ain't nobody can say nothing to me. But how many of y'all would actually do that? Like, be sitting there on the toilet, flushing the toilet when somebody walks in, Yeah, that's hilarious. Hello, good morning. How you doing? Where you tapping in from? Tell me where you tapping in from. Oh, snap. Got to be tougher for you hitting those in size 13. And I would actually go, so with Kobe's, I will go a size 13. Here goes the weird part. My SB Pine Greens, right? My SB Pine Greens are 13, and they're fine. But with a Jordan 4, like, and this is like a personal thing, right? This is just me. This is me being a little critiquing myself. I don't like the way my feet look in a 13. I think in a Jordan 4, a size 13, for me, it just looks too big. I can wear them just fine. They're not flopping off my feet or not like that. But with a Jordan 4, I prefer a 12, whatever. I would say a 12 and a half, but we already know how them half sizes go. So that's going to be ridiculous. So I would personally kind of rock a 12 in a Jordan 4, which is fine. It doesn't hurt my feet or anything like that. My man Lewis said I have my own office now, but yes, I definitely did that. Time for a sneaker drop. You go to the bathroom and you're like, ugh. Somebody walk in, right? Somebody walk into the bathroom, and you see, you got to make it sound like it's real, right? So you might let one go. You give them that little teaser. Maybe they'll walk out. Maybe they'll walk out. Yo, that's freaking hilarious. Oh, man. Sneaky Tyler said, bro, I always got to go to the bathroom at 8 o'clock when Jordans are dropping. It's just a weird way my body works. That's hilarious. Like your guts know better. When you work in an office, you don't even know what time it is. You might be actually working. You got your work face on. You sitting like this. You got your work face going. All of a sudden, you're like, ooh, must be 8 o'clock. Sneaker drop. Oh, snap. Black Jesus Christ said, hey, Unc, somebody tried to rob me the other day and took everything but the brand new pair of Reebok shoes I bought. They ain't even want them mofos. Come on, man. Now you trolling. You ain't get robbed. They didn't just leave the kicks. Come on. Maybe you should have gave it to him. Be like, yo, I ain't got no money. I ain't got no wallet, but I got these. And you passing your kicks with your socks. See, I'm a giver. Look, I'm a giver. Take my socks. A paying customer walks in. Me. Oh, hold up. I'm trying to get this dub on Sneakers app. Yeah, the right customer is going to be like, yeah, me too. You hold on a second as well. Jordan Junkie said that would be me. Laughing my A off. But I'm a delivery guy now, so I'm good. Yeah, when I hit it on Kobe's, I was driving on the highway. Yeah. Yep. Sneaky Tyler Radio on the build. King Mighty shouting out Sneaky Tyler. Yep. You're a delivery driver, man. That's what's up, man. I used to do deliveries. Man, actually, there's so much, man, I used to do. I sit back and think about like all the jobs I had, man, and like even the career paths, you know, that I've just from like the careers that I had to the jobs that I had and all that stuff, man. I've done a lot. I've actually done a lot. Man, I have a lot of experience, man. I even have experiences. I even have bad experiences to where, and we all do. But I even have experience. I have life experiences that I really don't care to have. Like I'll share one with you. I lost a child in 2010. So I even got a kid that died. That's a big experience that I wish I just never even had. I got a lot of life experience. Craziness. Where I'm from, if you get robbed, you might just end up butt naked. You see what I'm saying? Hey, it's like that. It's like that one time. Let me share a story. Look, it's story time again. All right. It's story time. It is story time. All right. Thanks, Rob T. I appreciate that. This happened in 2010. Yep. Lost a kid, 17 months old. His name is Jeremiah. It's my guy right there. I'm gonna share a story with y'all. So I was nope, this wasn't high school. No, it didn't happen in high school. Yes, it did. All right. I got robbed. So I got robbed on the bus. All right, check this out. I'm gonna put this whole situation on blast. All right, number one, what we got? 26 minutes, right? So let me share a little story. Let me give you one of my Southside Jamaica Queens stories. It's story time. It's story time with Mr. Think Impossible. Yeah, it ain't nothing juicy deals going on about this one. All right. This is back when Tommy Hilfiger, so we're talking 1994. I'm 14 years old, right? Freshman in high school. So this is back when like Ralph Lauren, Polo, Tommy Hilfiger, Nautica, like these North Face, like these brands are like popping, and this is like expensive brands, right? And then a little bit after that, we started digging into like the brands for us, like the Fubu and the Carl Kanai and the Fat Farm, you know what I mean? And you know that was when our brands really started popping. But before that, you know, I had on a Nautica jacket, right? And this is back when for all of my older people, this is back when, like back in the day, like the big headphones was like the thing. Like, you know, you had the headphones. It was almost like earmuffs. Actually, they did keep your ears warm, you know, but you had the big headphones, right? And you got your Walkman or whatever. The CD player. It wasn't no Walkman. This was CD player. I ain't gonna play myself. This wasn't Walkman days. This is CD. I had a CD player, right? You carry like a little case of CDs, you know, with your favorite CDs. You got a little thin case. They carry your CDs in. So I'm sitting on a bus or whatever. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, back in the day, I don't know how it is now, but back in the day, everybody and their mama was scared to sit on the back of the bus, right? So typically you have the older people like myself, like, which is funny to think. If you were 30 or 40 years old or older, the older people sit like halfway or they stand close to the front, but you don't go to the back of the bus because things go down at the back of the bus. That's just the way it works. I always go to the back of the bus because that's where all the seats are at, right? It is what it is. So I'll always go to the back of the bus, but people be scared to go back there. Well, it never fails. I was on this bus called the Q42. We got 25 minutes. Yes, sir. This is the G Unit area. Ken Norton. Good morning, Ken. Ken don't miss. Ken in the build. So I'm on this bus. The bus is called the Q42. Just a heads up, anybody back east, typically, whenever you are getting on a bus, whatever letter that is before the numbers, the only thing that is that's just the borough that you're in. So Q means Queens, right? BX would be Bronx, right? So just to give an example, so that's a good little tip or whatever. So anyway, I'm on a Q42. I'm on my way home from school, and at the school that I went to, there were a few people that actually had the same exact jacket as me. I had this really nice Nautica jacket, multicolored, whatever. The joint was dope. and I had my initials written on the back of it, DCS, right? So I had my initials written on the back of it on my collar, right? But you couldn't see it. You can only see it like, whenever you look at the inside tag, whatever, I have my initials written on it. So anyway, I'm sitting on the bus. Here it comes. Here goes the beef for the story. Here comes the juice. I'm sitting on the bus or whatever, and the bus is crowded as usual, man. I mean, you packed in there like sardines. I'm sitting on the back. And I was sitting there with one of my friends at the time, my homegirl, Nicole. So I'm on there with a girl. So this happened to me. This happened to me when I was in the presence of a girl, by the way. I had somebody with me. These cats walk on or whatever the case is. And it was like, I'm not exaggerating. I'm not trying to boost myself up in any way. It was like 8 of these guys. They jump on and they smoking a blunt, whatever. And this is on the bus, by the way, right? Ain't nobody saying nothing to them. The bus driver ain't saying nothing. You can clearly smell the weed and all that stuff. And they pull out their little markers and they start drawing these clovers, right? Man, these clowns, they lived in this area called Bricktown. And Bricktown wasn't that far away from where I live at, which is still in Southside Jamaica, Queens. Just to kind of tell you all a little bit about Bricktown. Bricktown was a very popular area back in the day, right off of Liberty. And you had people like Pav City, do y'all remember the Fast and Furious Pav City, like the theme or whatever? They was running with Murder Inc. and all that stuff. But anyway, you had a little group, a little GNG action out there. Oddly enough, it was called the Leprechauns, which is funny, right? They're called Leps. And these leprechauns, that's why they were drawing these clovers. So they pulled out their little markers and they tagging out the bus, right? This is all happening daytime, whatever. I'm on my way home from school. Make a long story short, one of them came over to me and he acted like he knew me. And my brother, now watch this, my brothers ran them streets. Man, my brothers was always in jail. Back during that time, as they got older, they transitioned to prisons, right? But my brothers were real heavy on the streets. So there was a lot of times like your reputation can supersede you. Anyway, they came over, saw me or whatever, saw how I was dressed in the whole 9 yards, and I'm sitting down, they're standing right above me. So one came over, he's like, "Hey, yo, what up, man? How you doing, man? How you been?" So literally he's standing over me, so I'll look up at him, and I'm trying to figure out, like, if I know any of these guys, and I don't. Personally, I don't know them. So I give him a head nod. I was like this. And he puts his hand out for a dap, right? And keep in mind, he's standing over me. So he puts his hand out for a dap, like he's gonna dap me up. So I went to go lift my hand up like this, and with his other hand, he slaps my hand out of the way. Boom! Right? So I grab my hand, I'm looking up at him, and now all of them kind of like form like a little like semicircle, like a half a circle around me. So now they circle me up and they're like giggling and all that stuff or whatever the case is. Now I'm sitting there looking at the shorty next to me and I'm like, yo, get up and go to the front. Cause I got a feeling like either I'm about to get jumped, I'm about to get robbed, something's about to happen. And I got a girl sitting here right next to me. So I'm like, yo, get him, go to the front. And she's like, I can't move, I'm scared. I was like, yo, go to the front. And she's like, nah, I can't move. So whatever, she's just sitting there. I was hoping they weren't gonna mess with her. So whatever, I already get punked. This is what happens, I get punked already. So then he puts his hand out again for another dap. We got 19 minutes. But it's story time. You're chilling with your guy. So he does it again. I said, what up? So he puts his hand out for a dap. So here I am, trying to be somewhat cordial because I'm outnumbered. So look. Once again, look, I'm going to share something with y'all. My dad taught me how to play chess at a very, very young age. Man, I'm not an idiot. That's one thing. I'm not a genius. I've gone to gifted schools and all that stuff. I've been told that I'm smart my entire life, and I don't really think I'm smart. I have an abundance of common sense. But anyway, I'm outnumbered. And keep in mind, I can fight, but I'm outnumbered. So I'm whatever. So I put my hand up again. He slaps my hand again. Boom! So I'm sitting there like, all right, man, this joint's about to go down. Man, like screw this or whatever. So sure enough, one of them take my headphones, and he takes my headphones. He takes my headphones and disconnect them for my CD player or whatever. He's like, yep, Yep, I'm getting these right here. And then they held me down. They literally like held me down to the seat. You know what I mean? One of them started taking my jacket off or whatever the case is. And I'm just sitting there looking at them. Now, let me tell you what my strategy is. This is my strategy. And this is going to sound crazy because it worked. But my strategy is, at this point, the only thing I'm going to do is, y'all can take whatever you want to take. The only thing I want to do is I want to look at all of your faces so I can remember who every one of y'all are. That's all I'm doing. I'm just memorizing faces, memorizing scars, marks, and tattoos. That's all I'm doing. I'm just sitting there looking at all of them. You know what I mean? And I'm sure to them, they were thinking like, yeah, look at him. He's shook. He's scared or whatever. I'm looking at your faces. That's all I was doing. So I'm sitting there looking, just looking at them. You know what I mean? One of them took my jacket or whatever, and just as he was taking my jacket off, he looked at my back collar. Now here goes the crazy part. There was another GNG called a Docs, right? I don't remember where the Docs lived at, but my initials said DCS because those are my initials. But he saw my initials and thought it said Docs, DOC when it said DCS. But anyway, he was like, nah, man. Let him keep his jacket, man. He a doc. Keep in mind, I went to a private school called St. John's Prep in Astoria, Queens. Anyway, I wasn't GNG affiliated by any means, but they thought my initials meant something else. So we're going to run with it. So they let me keep my Nautica jacket, right? So one of them got my headphones or whatever the case is. Now their stop comes up. We're in Bricktown, right? And my stop after Bricktown, no lie, man, like my parents' house back there in that time is literally it's only 3 blocks away. But it's crazy on how it works like back in the hood, because I technically grew up in like a middle class area, and just 3 blocks away you got Bricktown, which is a completely like different side of town. Like it's way more hood than where I lived at, but people from Bricktown wouldn't come over to where I lived at, whatever. And this is all in Southside Jamaica, Queens, by the way. And I used to hang out in 40 projects like tough. So I knew a lot of people in 40 projects. But in Bricktown, I didn't hang out over there too much. I would hoop over there from time to time, but I didn't know a lot of people, but my brothers did. Anyway, we got 16 minutes. I know I'm kind of dragging this out because it gets better. The story gets better. Y'all stick with me. The story gets better. So they start getting off the bus or whatever the case is, and the last guy to get off the bus as his boys was getting off was the one that took my headphones. And he turned around and was like you effing punk. He turned around and talked smack to me, right? Well, hey, that was my golden opportunity. He was like, yeah, you effing punk or whatever the case is. So I grabbed his hand that had my headphones in it, and I hold on to my headphones. And at this point, I didn't even care if I broke them. But you know what I mean? Like, I just got robbed on a bus. So I didn't even care if I broke them. So I grabbed his hand with the headphones, and I gave him like the Sparta kick. This is all off the back of the bus, like the doors open up. You know what I mean? So I grabbed his headphones and I gave him a kick. And I literally kicked him off the back of the bus when he fell on his back, right? And I closed the doors manually with my hands. And I'm yelling at the bus driver. I'm like, drive. Now, let me tell you this. Let me share this. Like I said, I'm 14 years old when this particular situation happened. After I got the last one off the bus, and I actually recovered my headphones, by the way. I got my headphones back and I closed the doors. That was when I broke down. Like, no lie. I started crying. But I wasn't crying out of fear. I was crying because I was really just upset. And let me tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. There were grown, excuse my language, but there were grown ass men on that bus. And every adult that was on that bus who saw what was happening, witnesses, I mean, this bus was crowded full of people. Everybody minded their business. Everybody minded their business. People were acting like they were sleeping. I'm looking around, people over like this. People reading newspapers or whatnot. Like people's newspapers were like everybody, all of the adults, man, were minding their business. And that irritated me being a kid because nobody helped. And when I say nobody helped, right? I mean, yeah, they probably would have got robbed too. But I'm just talking about like, nobody even just said like, hey, what y'all doing right there? Like, nobody said nothing. And that irritated me because I was like, when I become an adult, right? When I become an adult, man, I won't let that slide, man. But then again, that, you know, I live in Colorado, but in New York, man, that's a popular thing. Everybody mind their business, so whatever it is, man, that's a New York thing. Man, you can trip and fall, and bust your face open, man. People will step over you because they gonna mind their business, man. That's a New York thing. So anyway, so I cried, right? I closed the doors, and now they're literally chasing the bus on foot as the bus driver's driving away. So now I'm literally like, I'm crying because I'm pissed. Like, I'm just like, you know, whatever. Still got the shorty sitting there, right? She's all scared or whatnot, but they ain't touch her about first. I don't know what she's scared for or whatever. Whatever. I get to my stop, and as I'm walking home, and I got these tears in my eyes, here it goes. My brother. I don't know where he popped up from, but he was on his way home at the same exact time, and he saw me crying. And he's like, yo, come here, man. Like, what's wrong? And I was like, I just got robbed on a bus. And he's like, what? Like, what'd they take? And I was like, I told him the whole story just like I told y'all. Ironically, they didn't make off with anything because I actually recovered my headphones. I got my headphones back as I kicked out the last one off the bus. Like, literally, I kicked him off the bus. And my brother's like, oh, word? All right, boom. Now, I can't get into too much more details about what happens after this, because it was somewhat some illegal activity that happened for my brother. But my point is, I had people to back me up, you know, so all of that anger and all that stuff, man, it actually all worked out. My brother went back up there with me, back up there to Bricktown. And let me just put it to you this way. There was a lot of people hanging out on that corner. A lot of people were on that corner, and not one of them was the ones that was on the bus just now. But there were some other leprechauns up there. And when I say a lot, I'm talking about, it must have been about like, oh man, like 15 of them. Some things came flying out. And yeah, man, I was good in Bricktown from that point forward. Let me just put it to you that way. I'll leave it right there. But that is one of my New York Transit Authority stories. I got robbed on the bus in front of everybody. It happened, but they didn't make away with anything, so maybe we can call it more of an attempted robbery. Thanks for listening. We got 11 minutes. Let's see. Let's get back to these sneakers. Let me get back to these sneakers, man. Technology said, truth in the bill, man. It said, sounds like the modern day, except they recording now and not doing nothing. Yeah, that sounds about right. Everybody gonna be sitting there like this. Man, like I was so upset with the adults on that bus, man. Like I was so, which is also crazy because like I know how my dad is. Like me growing up, my dad is old now. My dad is like 74 years old, man. But my dad back in the day, my dad like I grew up like a whole different era. So like my dad, I know I've seen my dad like in person. My dad is the type of person to where like he'll say something, he'll get active. Then again, you know, he got that thing on him, you know what I mean? So but my whole point was my dad has always been that person who would like help people out and like defend people. And for me to look around, I don't expect a woman to do anything, just to be honest with you, but to see grown men like act like they sleeping, they over there like this, you know, and I'm looking at them like, man, that was so disappointing to me. I don't know, it was so disappointing. It was crazy. Yeah, some things went down for sure. 9 minutes. Are we getting this shock drop in 9 minutes? Is it actually gonna happen? Is it going down? What do y'all think? Is it gonna go down? This is gonna have to be a segment of Escape from New York or Mr. Think. Oh snap. Reminded me of my days on NYC Metro, always keeping your eyes peeled. Nah, 100. Yo, I remember riding the train. Like, look, man, it is what it is. I remember riding the train, right? You finally get a seat on the train. This is back when you used to be able to walk through the cars, right? You can walk from train car to train car. Can't do it anymore. Man, a homeless person would walk onto a train car and they would smell so bad, like no lie. They would smell so bad, you would get up, you would give up your seat and walk over to the next car, and the entire car would do it. Like they would get an entire car by themselves because of how bad that I'm talking about when they smell bad. I ain't talking about like you smell like a fart. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if you went into a anthill of poop and you decided to roll around in it and just get on the train after that. Like, they would smell so bad to where people would get up and just go to the other car and be like, yo, you got it. Like, you can have this entire train car by yourself. And people, we would leave like that. Oh, remember those days. 8 minutes, y'all. So, all right. Jordan Junkie just said, why are they saying Chop Drop is at 1 Eastern, which I'm not surprised. And the reason why I'm not surprised is because typically the 2 times that we have is going to be 10 or 1. Or is it 10 and 12? No, 10 and 1. That seems to be the typical. So it just might be. That just might be what happens. Just to be honest with you. Let's get some phones here. Who else is hearing that? Anybody else? I was talking to y'all, so I wasn't really paying attention to X or anything like that. Let me see. Let's see what we got going on. One in my mouth. Story time. Big Bar Big Drop was at 957, so keep an eye on 957. All right. Let's see. Let's get some stuff loaded up here. Let's get loaded. Let's get loaded. Ken Norton said, yes, I hear that from a couple of people. So yeah, it's possible. It is possible. All right. We tried. You know what I'm saying? We tried. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. If we got to wait, I'll get back on. I had a job lined up for today. My customer had to postpone her move, so I'm off. But then Thursday is also league night for bowling, so I go bowl league on Thursday nights. I think I'm gonna go get a massage. How many of y'all, man, this is gonna sound so funny. How many of y'all like treat yourselves, no matter what it is, man? Maybe it's going to a cigar bar or whatever the case is, but how many of y'all like have, what's your thing? You know what I mean? I don't smoke, but what's your thing? You know, I shared with y'all, I lost a child back in 2010. And in that same year, in 2010, I stopped drinking as well. So I don't drink. I don't smoke or whatever. But I have other coping mechanisms. So me cleaning sneakers is the coping mechanism. I know it sounds weird, but it's true. Me doing lace swaps. Like whenever I'm doing something like this, working with mowing the lawn, all that stuff is like massively therapeutic for me. I don't think people really understand how therapeutic it is for me. So like whenever I be doing lace swaps, like I really be like into it. I'm actually going to make a video on how to lace up like Jordans or whatever, but that's like super therapy. So what's therapeutic for you? What do you guys use as therapy? I get foot massages, man. I get back massages. I go to the chiropractor, do the hot stones and do all that stuff, like, you know, kind of like little self-care treatment, whatever. But all of that stuff is like massively therapeutic for me. So since I'm off of work today, I'm gonna treat myself to a massage. I'm gonna go get a massage today. Look, I build Lego cities. No, David, mad respect for that. Like straight up. That's dope. My thing is I go for a good hike in the woods and drawing. Yep. Hey, Ty, make sure you know, we out here in the mountains, so make sure you bring yourself some bear spray and have a knife or blade or something with you, because yeah, we out here. We out here in the mountains. We got the mountain things out here. Retail therapy sounds like kicks to me. Hey. I know, I hear you. It is a thing. DB dropping a Jordan 17. Okay. Yeah. Like Dornbecker, right? Yeah. Yep. Like playing video games too, and mostly Fallout and Skyrim. Man, I haven't played Skyrim in a very long time. I do game, you know, when I have time. You know, I jump. Ironically, the funny thing is, my Xbox is on right now, but I do game when I have time. 3 minutes. Let's see what happens. Let's see if anything happens in 3 minutes. Let's see. But yeah, that's what's up. Another thing for me, another one is physical fitness, right? So when my son died, like no lie, I'll be in the grocery store, I'll be in King Supers, right, just shopping, man, and I just be thinking about my kid. I miss my son, right? So I'd be in so much pain to where I had to burn this pain off. So like no lie, I'd be going down the aisle, I'm pushing a cart, whatever, and then like the pain would just hit me so hard to where I just dropped down in the store and I just start cranking out push-ups. You know what I mean? And I'm sure if you're shopping in the store, you walk by, you just see this guy doing push-ups on the floor, you're probably like, the hell's wrong with this guy? You know what I mean? But I you know what I mean? That another way I used to just burn it off was doing push-ups. And that's how I came to playing the drums too, which now I'm a church drummer. But I should just get on my boy's kit and just like just bang on those things, you know, and self-taught, man, just kind of learn how to play from there. All right, we got 2 minutes. Let's see if anything goes down. If we gotta wait, look, man, if we gotta wait, man, we're gonna be patient, right? If we gotta wait, we gotta wait. Let's see what the deal is. Hey, okay, my guy said I'm always packing that thing, right? I don't blame you. Like it said, we got some animals out here in Colorado. That we do. I had a bear encounter. Man, I don't know why. Like when I first moved out here from New York, I was such like a city kid. When I moved out here, I was working at this company called Denver Grable Movers, right? Worked at a moving company, and I saw my first tornado in person. And this is while we were at the moving company, and you know, they had the whole little shelter set up, or whatever. Everybody's yelling at me, telling me get into the building or whatever the case is. I mean, this thing actually touched down in the whole 9 yards. And here I am, like a typical like city cat, so excited to see it in person. I'm like, wow, man, this is cool, man. Yo, this is dope. And I'm like, get in the building, hurry up. And everyone's yelling at me. I'm like, yo, chill, man. You're acting all shook. Yo, chill, man. Like, this is dope, right? So I've actually had me like some wildlife encounters. And I seen a black bear, like pretty close, like pretty up close and personal. And I thought this bear was massive. And I was not scared of this thing, which is weird. I'm at the post office doing an Amazon delivery. I used to have a contract, an independent contractor for Amazon. So I would use my moving trucks to pick up pallets and take it to the post office. And I had a bear encounter, and I thought I saw this bear like so close, up close and personal. And this thing was just chill. It's not like it was like charging after me and none of that. It was just walking by, passing by, right behind the post office. And this thing got pretty close, just walking by. And I'm like, yo, that is so dope. Meanwhile, Stephanie, the postal employee worker, she's yelling at me at the top of her lungs, telling me, hurry up and get to the building. I'm like, yo, Steph, chill. The bear ain't bothering nobody, just walking by. Oh, snap. Got him, Grails. Yo, what up? What up? All right, the time is here. I just got a JD Sports notification. Time is here, and I see nothing. This is where we're at. I see nothing. So maybe it's going to be 1 o'clock Eastern time. Look, this is where we're at. Anybody see anything? Somebody tap in the chat. Let me know what the chatter is going. I'm pretty sure it's going to be 1 o'clock at this point. Or we never know. Maybe we should just stay peeled to our devices. Maybe we can truly get shocked. Which is dope. As long as it goes down, look, family, as long as it goes down, I want it to go down. Because like I said, last night, I got in from work, took a shower, I was catching up on some sneaker news, Jay the Sneaker Guy, and Unbreakable Kicks. I don't know who else jumped on this bandwagon, but them two already made videos out saying how it wasn't even going to go down at all. Like, it was canceled, right? So, as long as it goes down, how it goes, I'm here for it. I am here for it. Man, I spent the other day all day on the app. Yep, for sure. Yeah, where Kick said it's 10:01, and yo, and I'm pretty sure at this point, if it was like a link or something like that, all of that will be all over the discourse and the chats. I'm pretty sure. So it is what it is. We're just gonna have to wait it out at this point. Rob T says, looking like 1 p.m. Eastern time, I'm hearing, but I'll be here. Yeah, man. Major salute. I guess we might just have to tough it out. Let me see. I understand they got to keep it closer to their chest, but I'm really sick of Nike not giving us this information, and we have to go like third-party sources to do detective work, hard body, and you even got people that even pay for it too. You know what I mean? Pay for this info. I'm gonna be glued to the phone all day. Yeah, me too, man. That's gonna interrupt my massage time I'm talking about, man. I can't be enjoying the massage and whatnot and be glued to my phone, but I just might have to. You know what? I'm gonna have to have some people call me if something goes down. I'm just gonna have some people give me a call. Eldon Monitors has Undefeated on top of his page. Yeah, which means that it's gonna be going down. Let's see what's wrong with that. Yeah, man. I want these kicks. I want them. Realm in the build said the back setup is fire. I ain't gonna lie. Yo, good looking out. Let me just the other day I was on a live and I normally have it all out. Pause, because I don't like the way that sounded actually. Now that I said it out loud. I normally have my sneakers displayed, but here, let me move the camera around a little bit. Because this setup kind of wraps around from here and it kind of goes like all around. So I figured I'd do something different. I'm gonna keep these in boxes over here, right? Keep all this stuff right here. I'm gonna start boxing all of that up. And for like the 2025 stuff, I'm gonna have it on display right there. So, but I appreciate you. Good looking out, fam. Good looking out. Appreciate you. Mighty obliged. Man, I have 2 phones, an iPad, and my laptop all locked in. Let's get it, chat. Got them grills. Got them. He about to cop that grill. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. My daughter's in school. Normally, I'd be, my wife just left to get her hair done and all that stuff. But yeah, normally I be doing that same thing, man. When you get that undefeated double up, when you celebrate with a massage, that's what I'm talking about. That'll be a good celebration. A good celebration. Appreciate you. Literally, all Nike has to do is get these more popular shoe tubers to talk about brick by bricks and undefeated, and then they just farm traffic on the sneakers app, I swear. Yeah. I kind of be thinking about that, you know what I mean? Because I know from time to time, like even on, make sure you'll check out the One Pair at a Time podcast on Saturday. Got my guy Purple Haze, Where Your Kicks 26, my guy Lewis, and Jay Elevate, as well as myself. We talk about this from time to time, and you know, we do mention a lot of things about Nike and, you know, Nike advertising, Nike marketing and stuff like that. And, you know, how, you know, certain things, obviously they've been promoting Nigel, you know, the whole band deal with the Heidi Five Bridge, you know, they went above and beyond on marketing for that. I don't think, like, my personal take on that is, I don't think Nike really has to do too much on the marketing side, because they got people like us talking about it for free, which is crazy. You know what I mean? Well, actually, it's not really crazy. I have a moving company, right? And I do not pay for marketing and advertising. I say that respectfully, because my moving trucks are labeled, right? So I have a vinyl on my trucks, which is a big old moving billboard, right? But so I have paid for marketing, but outside of that, like, word of mouth, man, word of mouth is huge. A word of mouth has such a huge impact, good and bad, right? Works both ways. I'm on like these Facebook groups. It's called Word of Mouth, like out here in Colorado. It'd be like Word of Mouth Parker, Word of Mouth Denver, Word of Mouth Highlands Ranch, Word of Mouth Littleton, right? And I'm on all of these word of mouth Facebook groups, and people get on there and they just brag about, my guys in my crew. Oh, you gotta call Derek at Cornerstone Moving. Oh, we used him 7 times now. I've changed apartments and and so that word of mouth. So now I have customers that will call me just because of my reputation, right? I mean, that's all it is, right? They don't know me out of nowhere, and I'm gonna go do their move. I'm gonna go do a good job like I usually do, and they're just gonna refer me back to their friends and family and coworkers and neighbors and all that stuff. So word of mouth is huge. It's huge. I was talking about this the other day, like and once again, I say this respectfully because all right, hold up one sec. The funk shop just hit me up. He said, any word on this drop? Nothing yet so far. I'm hearing 1 p.m. I just want to make sure I get back to him. It's so crazy because I know it's easy for us to tell the youth, the younger people, especially like if you're getting picked on or bullied or whatever. I know it's really easy to tell someone, who cares what anybody else thinks? Be yourself and move your own way and all that stuff. But to a certain point, I even care. I'm 45 years old. I even care what people think, especially when it comes to my business and my branding, right? My image and my reputation, right? I actually care, what people think. So now I don't care if someone says Jordan 2s are ugly and you like Jordan 2s and I don't. Stuff like that. It's like, whatever. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If you don't like Nikes or Jordans or whatever, that's cool, whatever. I don't care about stuff like that. But with certain things, I do care, right? It's easy to say, I don't care. I don't give a damn what nobody thinks. I actually do care, what people think, to a certain extent. So just kind of keep that in mind, like as we talk to our younger generation, man, we can't sit here and act like we didn't jump on trends and stuff, right? I used to have the Gumby. I used to have the flat top, the Kid and Play. I used to do all of that stuff, man. So I'm not even gonna sit here and act like I've always been like this super individual and I've never, I don't do no trends or whatever. I don't do it now at 45. But I did it when I was younger. I'm not even gonna sit here in front. I had all of that stuff, man. Like literally I had it all. Last night I was on a live, man. Somebody tried to play me. At least you thought you was gonna play me. Somebody was like, yo, bro's 47 years old and he's still wearing Jordans. And I was like, all right, number one, I'm 45. And number two, I don't look like it. And I know I don't look like I'm 45 years old because number one, my physique definitely don't show 45. But number two, I see some of my daughter's like parents, like her friends or whatever, like their parents. Yeah. I don't look my age. That's number one. But number two, I whenever people talk about, are you too old? Are you too old to wear Jordans? He was like, yo, your cap is slanted. You don't even have your cap on straight. He told me. And I was like, yeah, man, I can actually wear my clothes anywhere I want to, actually. See, that's like grown man stuff right there. And I pray, whoever that person was, I pray you actually get an opportunity in life to legitimately do what you want to do, and you don't have to be confined by whatever stipulations that you might be confined with, but yeah, man, like it's a good, let me tell you something about freedom. Freedom is so good. It's important. And I love my freedom. I love being free. I'm free, man. I'm buying sneakers for fun. Like, I'm free. And I like this. It's a good space to be. So at what age should you put your sneakers down? At what age should you not play video games anymore? At what age should you stop playing basketball or golf or hockey or whatever you're hiking? At what age should you stop doing these things because you're too old? Man, there is no age, man. You do you. You be free, man. You do what you want. That's part of being like an adult. That's part of being grown. We've waited our entire lives to become adults. Remember when you were a kid? I can't wait until I get older. But being an adult is not just attached to an age, man. It doesn't matter how old you are. It's your responsibilities. That's what a lot of people don't understand. Just because you're 40 years old don't mean nothing. I know 40-year-old boys. I do. They handle their responsibilities. They got no jobs, all that stuff. still living at home with their moms, you ain't no man. I'm telling you right now, that ain't, you're a male. You're not a female. I ain't gonna diss you. You are a male, yes, M-A-L-E, but you ain't a M-A-N. Man, you gotta handle your responsibilities, man. You gotta handle that. I'm gonna rock my undefeated 4's in the old age home playing cards. Right. Hard facts. Hard facts. Because watch this. Homie tried to play me yesterday. He was like, yo, bro, 47, still rocking Jordans. All right. When is Michael Jordan's birthday? February 17th, 1963. I'm going off the top of my head. I'm going to say he's born in like 63, right? So clearly I was born in 1980, right? So I literally grew up watching Michael Jordan play. Not just Michael Jordan, right? I grew up watching a lot of these guys play, right? During that era. Let me ask you this. How weird is it at the fact that I am wearing a basketball player's shoe who is older than I am? How think about how weird that is actually. Personally, I don't think it's weird at all. If you analytically break this down, how weird is it for me to be 45 years old and still wearing Jordans? Versus, watch this. Imagine if I was 45 years old and I was rocking like some Pokemon shoes. How weird would that be? And that's not a stab at Pokemon or any cartoons or anything like that you might like. But the point that I'm trying to make is, imagine if I had a YouTube channel as a 45-year-old man, and I'm like, oh, hey guys, check out my Pokemon kicks. Y'all gonna be like, hey, yo, Mr. Think, man, you need to grow up a little bit. Check out my SpongeBob's. Hey guys, I got SpongeBob sneakers. Yeah. They make facilities for people like that. Yeah, check out my Elmos. Yeah, you want to play with Elmo? Yeah. Ronnie King in the build. One of my fellow New Yorkers, man. This is one of my fellow. Now, look. Let me tell you something about this cat right here. This is one of my fellow New Yorkers from back in the day. I know this man for a very long time. It's my guy right there. He's a truck driver, so he's probably on the road driving right now. He probably driving. He said, I wouldn't get too hard on young guys nowadays. It's really hard to have any kind of sovereignty for yourself, and things are just not the way they used to be. It's pretty hard out here for young guys. Yeah. And watch this. Like, that part I actually do understand. Like, I have very unique takes about certain things. Do you make it back much anymore to NYC? Yes, actually, my parents actually still live, man, in the house I practically grew up in. My parents are still back home. Actually, let me say it this way. Outside of my wife and kids out here in Colorado, I have no family out here in Colorado outside of my wife and kids. So, I zoomed in. There we go. Outside of my wife and kids, I don't have any family out here. So, all of our family is back east. My wife is Guyanese. She's from Guyana, South America, for those that don't know, because a lot of people think that's Ghana, which is Africa. But I have no family. Literally, I have no family out here. So all of my people back east. I'm talking about Maryland, the DMV area. We're talking about, I got family in Florida, all on the East Coast, Carolinas, and all that stuff. So, yep, we actually do go back quite often. We do. Go back, and the first thing I do is hit my White Castles. Hey. Get my belly bombers. Hey. I get my laxatives. Hey, I go eat me some White Castles. I'm telling you right now, I can tear up anywhere between 10 to 12 to 15 of those things instantly, and I'm gonna be on that toilet in 35 minutes. That's I'm still gonna get my White Castles. Go hit me a little Jamaican beef patty. Oh yeah, I got this spot in the Bronx. Check this out. I got this spot in the Bronx that I go to. It's called Kingston Bakery. Oh my goodness. I've been number one. I've been going there for a very long time. My parents live in Queens. My in-laws live in Queens too. So whenever I go back to New York, I'm typically staying in Lawton at my in-laws' house. I don't stay at my parents' house like overnights. But I will go from Queens to the Bronx. I'm talking about your boy will drop like 39. It's probably even more now. I would drop like $37 in tolls alone just to go out to the BX to go pick me up these Jamaican beef patties from Kingston Bakery. They're for White Plains Road. They're like $227 of White Plains, somewhere over there. But bomb beef patties and cocoa bread. My man said chill on the murder burgers. Ken Norton said they pick on us being in our 40s wearing Jordan shoes. But still, what about the people in their 50s that still open Pokemon cards? But the way I look at it is, if it makes you happy, keep doing it. And I agree with that, man. I always tell, I'm a fan of individualism, man. Like, do you, man? Like do you? And do you know how much energy it takes? Why do people hate as hard as they do? I'm just kind of curious. Like think about that for a second. Why do people hate as hard? Like, do y'all remember? No, I wasn't Pineapple Express. It wasn't Pineapple Express. Man, what movie was it, mommy? He was like, they hate us because they ain't us, or because they ain't us, like ain't us. Yo, AJ Kicks, man, fellow New Yorker in the build, man. What's going on, brother? What's good with you? What's good, bro? Do you think these undefeated 4's will spike in resale value after the sneakers released today? I'm just curious to see how much we may have to pay resale for those who take L's today. Yo, fam. The answer is yes. What I don't know is how much, but the answer is definitely yes. So let me tell you what I did. I dropped a few videos about these undefeated 4's. Don't have them in hand. I've taken nothing but L's on them. And on August 20th, after I seen that the sneakers app, Nike and sneakers, that they started making some updates and they started moving some things around and they weren't talking about these undefeated 4's, I went ahead and got on GOAT, picked up a pair for like $394. Taxes, excuse me, I just burped all in your ear. Taxes and fees and all that stuff, shipping or whatever, I'm at $436.80. $436.80. I went ahead, I'm waiting on, my pair to coming from GOAT. I just got it saying that they've been shipped to GOAT and they're just waiting to be verified or whatever. But I went ahead and tapped the resale market on these particular kicks only because I wasn't feeling too confident on being able to cop these for retail. Obviously, I'm still going to try. But to your point, I was like, I ain't going to wait. I ain't waiting. So I went ahead and did it. But I was looking at the reality of the situation. I'm hearing, chat, help me out. I'm hearing 15,000 pairs, 16,000 pairs. So it's not going to be a lot of stock. Obviously, we're hearing shock drop, But me personally, I wasn't feeling too confident in it. So I broke down, got on GOAT. I did that. So yes, I believe that once people take these L's, today is the last day that you're going to have an opportunity to cop this kick for retail. So now you get to get on the StockX, Go, whatever, Flight Club, whatever you like to shop. You get to get on these apps, take a look at these prices and be like, do I want to wait? Do I want to chance it? And I'm not trying to create no FOMO. I'm not trying to pressure nobody. I ain't doing none of that. But I'm just looking at it in its totality of today is the last chance you're going to have to cop these for retail. And I do believe prices will go up because everyone's going to know, all right, well, your chances of copping it for retail are done. It's over. Prices will go up. That's my take on it. Ken Norton said, yeah, good looking out. He's hearing between 13 to 15,000 pairs. Yep, 13 to 15K. Yeah, so and then peep this. Peep this too, AJ. Peep this. You're gonna have other people like myself now, right? I can't say I'm not gonna get this shoe. So not only are you battling, in competition for people who just haven't copped it at all, right? Now you got the people that's trying to double up, triple up, quadruple up, whatever it is that they're trying to do. Resellers, you're still in that same boat as everyone else. You know what I mean? So like, if this is a shock drop, shock EA, or whatever the case is, like, you got people that already hit on multiple pairs for these kicks, right? And those could be the same people that get EA, you know what I mean, and hit on the sneakers app. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, you have other individuals out there who haven't been able to hit on anything, and that's the sad part. That's the sad part. Brandon said, good luck to everybody. Shout out to everybody who's tapped in. At this particular point, I think 1 o'clock, we're just gonna have to wait it out. Lewis just said something in the group chat. Let me see what he said real quick. I think it's something from Z Sneakerhead. Oh, he's talking about taxi 12s. Uncle Chrissy put a thing out. I did see that. Said shock drop. Yeah, man, we just Soul Retriever, heads up. We should see Undefeated Jordan 4 exclusive access today. We will keep you posted on time. If it says EA, you will either get access or you won't. Yep, that's how EA works. That's how EA works. They should do like Balvin to eliminate the bots. Ken is trying to double up today. So what do you guys think about the sneakers link? Because I actually think, well, we know what happened with the Nigels. That was kind of like a one-off situation so far. But outside of the Nigels, because they just used the sneakers link for the Kobe's just before they did the Nigels, I think the sneakers link is actually like a pretty fair way to do it. I was talking to my brother Joel about this. He was saying that they can still bot. You can pretty much bot anything, but when you create like different links or whatever the case, different pages or whatever, now you got to go back and you got to switch it up. So it's not like you can't bot it. It just makes it a little bit more difficult than just having like an open platform to where your bot's already set up to do its thing. He knows actually a lot about botting. And he was explaining to me how expensive botting is. Botting actually it costs a good dime. If anybody bots, let me know about that. But he was telling me how expensive it is to bot. My Jordan 5 awake pink pair comes into there. That's so dope, man. Let me know how them joints is, brother. Let me know how to. Yo, by the way, Ken, I got a tracking number. UPS haven't picked up the pair yet, but I got my tracking number yesterday. Jay Elevate got his tracking as well. So finally, we got tracking for our bubblegum pink awake 5s. Have you seen that the prices of the Racer Blues have come down a little bit? Prices have come down for those, which is, I don't know, that's kind of throwing me off a little bit. When the release happened, we only saw like 17 pairs of the hit on well, at least for the people that got their accounts linked to EQL. And then this Saturday we have what, 2490, I'm going off from memory, 2,490 pairs. So we have less than 3,000 pairs that's dropping, and yet the prices for the black pairs actually come down. Surprises me a little bit. It surprises me a little bit. What's your thoughts on the shattered backboards, bro? I love them. I talked about this. I do not have any other versions, right? I don't have any other pairs, right? But I talked about this yesterday. Like, if you like Jordan 1s like myself, right? If you like Jordan 1s, Lewis talked about this as well. Radio Kicks 26 talked about this in some previous lives. Like, if you can go back in time, right? Let's go back to, we don't got to go that far. Let's go back to 2022, 2023, right? If we were to go back to 2023 and somebody said to you, like literally someone said to you, yo, in 2025, we're going to have grape 5s, flu games, shattered backboards, white cement 4s, rare air 4s, rare air 3s, pure money 3s, black cat 3s. And I'm just naming a few off the top of my head. Sitting, I'm talking about like you'll be able to go into the store and buy them if you want them. Imagine if somebody told you that back, and you're gonna be like, yeah, that's cap. We ain't gonna have no shattered backboard. We ain't got no white cement 4's. Those are the times that we're in. Those are the times. I love the shattered backboards, bro. I absolutely love them. The mere fact that you can cop a shattered backboard right now for below retail. Don't get me wrong. If you hit on a kick for retail, you winning all by itself. We're talking about retail. You winning. If you hit it for below retail, you're definitely winning. Definitely winning. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Love those shattered backboards. Love them. I got tracking number and confirmation that it will come in for the next 2 days because some reason my pairs are coming from LA. Yeah, I have been seeing that. Like some people have been saying that their pairs are coming from LA. Yep, sure enough. Rob T said we want that pink awake review from you and Jay in the future. Yeah, 100. Yeah, for sure. Jay and I did something different. For everybody who was tapped in, Jay and I did something different. We went live. We did a live stream of behind the scenes of how we create content. I actually thought it was dope. So Jay was like, he was like, man, you killed it, Mr. Thing. But he did the same exact thing. So shout out to Jay Elevate. Go check out his video because he did a video, the live that we did it on. I did it on the it was funny. I did it on the Air Jordan 1 self-expressions. And he did it on his Undefeated 4's. And while we were setting up and kind of getting everything ready, getting our cameras ready and getting our lighting together and all that other stuff, I was like, dog, you're about to make a video on Undefeated 4's and I'm making a video on some self-expressions. I was like, dang, that's not even fair. But shout out to everybody who had tapped in. Purple Haze in the build. Good morning, my brother. What's going on, Perp? Yo, man, like, fill me in. What's the chatter? What's the this drop ain't happening. I don't believe it. Nope. Perp is gonna be like, have I ever let you down? I don't believe it. It ain't happening. Oh, snap. Perp in the build. Appreciate you, King Midas. Appreciate you. Perp Hayes in the build. What's going on, brother? Yeah, I'm guessing the time is gonna be 1 o'clock. You see, look, my man said, never have, never will. That's right. That's right. Hey, yo, Perp, send me a screenshot of your exclusive access. You already got EA. Send me a screenshot. Congrats, Perp, on your comp. Oh, snap. Oh, man. Yeah, man, this is a waiting game from here. I'll jump back on. Why not? I'll jump back on and kick it with y'all. 1 o'clock Eastern time is only what? 11 o'clock here. In a couple of hours. I can go out and run some errands, man. I'll get back on here and kick it with the people, kick it with the fam. See what happens with these Undefeated 4's. It's just a waiting game. It's a waiting game from here. So we'll see what happens. Let's see. Gamma 11, Shattered Backboards, Phone Posit Galaxy, maybe Undefeated today. Those are the last shoes I will be getting this year, and I gotta move some pairs to make it happen. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. What are you guys' takes on? So I'm gonna pick them up. I'm gonna pick them up because you know, I'm completing this not undefeated pack. I'm completing like this whole rare air pack, right? And I believe I'm gonna grab the Cinnabar pair, the Jordan 1 Cinnabars, either for my daughter or my wife, whoever wants them. But what are your thoughts on the rare air 11s? You know, the rare air 11s. What are you guys' thoughts on those? I talked about this in the group. They have Jordan written down the eyelets there, and I thought it was actually a pretty good hit for them to do it. But then they have Jordan written on one side, and then on the other side, it's J on the bottom, Ordan written upward on the other side. And I was like, man, they did too much with that. Like, why didn't you just leave it one way? I thought it was a nice little hit, but But overall, I do like the high cut patent leather on 11s. That don't bother me at all. The colorway looks nice. But what are your thoughts on those Rare Air 11s? Mr. Think Positive. Get that massage to celebrate your upcoming undefeated win today. He said, that's right, positive thoughts. We're gonna win. But just in case, Rob T, if we don't, I'm going dark. I'm just letting you know now. All of this right here, yeah, that from this to that, that's where we're gonna be. Oh snap! Ken Norton said, I like them. I'm gonna get them, but I think I can get them on sale after the drop. Same here. I will be patient with those 11s. What kick are we supposed to be getting a lot of pairs of? Was it the Black Cat 4's? Maybe it wasn't Black Cat 4's. But we're supposed to be getting a lot of pairs of... the Gammas. I think it's the Gamma 11s. That's going to be another one I'm going to be patient on. We're supposed to be getting a lot of Gamma 11s, I believe. Yeah. I'm right there with you, Ken. Be patient and we can cop those things for below retail. We could be winning all day. Going to be interesting and debatable to see this year's sneaker top 10. Hey, yo, fam, I think this year's top 10s, I think you can literally throw a dart at a wall at 10 pairs of kicks and they will all be like hot kicks. Like all of them. Like we've had so much that dropped this year, even just to say so far, to where you are absolutely right. It'll be very interesting to see people's top 10s because we've gotten a lot. Nike has dug deep into our pockets. Yes, they have. I want those Kobe Statue of Liberty PE, Jalen Brunson. I'm gonna have to look that up. Shout out to Jalen Brunson, man. If there's any Knicks fans in the building, I am not a Knicks fan, but to my defense, I don't have any favorite sport teams, but I follow. I follow players, not necessarily like a team person, but I do follow players. Shout out to Jalen Brunson, man. My guy be balling. Let me look those up. Let's see. I've probably seen them. I'm pretty sure I have. Man, that is a colorful kick. That is a colorful kick. Oh yeah, you got a bunch of colors on there. I see it. Ooh. Wait, hold up. Man, that is a colorful kick. Hey, all right. Dang, hold on. My bad. Oh, there we go. Kind of clicked off the screen. I thought I ended the stream for a second. Kick ranges. Let's see. What is your biggest grail and why is it your grail? You know, we've had this grail conversation in the past, and this is one of those topics to where like I would absolutely love to have like multiple people on StreamYard. You're allowed to have, I think you can have like 10 people up on a panel. I would love to have like a conversation like this with a group of people because the first question is always like, what's considered a grail? All the way to the point to where I even looked up the definition of it, you know, and I don't remember what we kind of like some suggestions that we threw out there, but me personally, I will always go with like a Jordan 1, right? But that's me. I'm a big one guy. I've been, you know, wearing ones for a very long time. I'm a big one guy. So I would definitely go with a Jordan 1, you know. Classic Chicago, right? I would personally, I would always do that. But I'm curious to hear what people would consider. We don't got to talk about this today. Actually, let's discuss this when we come back. But I would like to have this grail conversation, you know, and what you excuse me, what you consider to be a grail, you know, and then what your grails are, you know, personally. I would love to see that. Yeah, the Jalen Brunson and Caitlin Clark this year, it should be good on Kobe's. Yeah, that Caitlin Clark Kobe was actually pretty good too. I'm thinking I might be able to finally get my brick by brick pair because I got somebody that wants to trade them for my Jordan 5 pink pair. Plus, you're gonna give me $100 on top of that. It's a size 10. That's not a bad trade. That's not a bad trade, Ken. That's really not a bad trade at all. To get your brick by bricks plus $100. Let me ask you guys this: with the Jordan 5, the Jordan 5 Awakes goes for both pairs. Actually, the pink pair, depending on the sites, depending on sizes, it's already going for a G. Like, no lie. I made a video saying that I can see the brick by bricks becoming the next $1,000 shoe, which I still can. I can see that happening. Even with this debacle that happened with the Nigels, I can actually still see the brick by bricks still becoming a $1,000 shoe in the future. The pink pair has already done it. But as people get their pairs, prices will come down. Probably not by much, but prices will come down. I don't think that's a bad trade. To grab yourself some brick by bricks plus $100 on top of that. Yeah, man, that's a pretty good cop right there. Especially, that's not even a pretty good cop. That is a come up. That's a come up all day, because when you hit retail for the pink pair and you're gonna acquire some brick by bricks plus $100, bro, that's a come up all day. That's not even a good cop. That's a come up all day. I feel you on that. I really do feel you on that. Zam in the build. Good morning. What up? What's good? Rob T said, Ken, I was thinking if I should do the same. Yeah, Ken, I ain't gonna lie, that's a solid trade. And I was kind of talking about this last night. I was like, you know, it's just me. I personally don't rock pink like that. I wear pink. I got some pink shirts. You know, I've thrown like pink laces, you know, into my kicks or whatever. But like, I am not a pink wearer. So somebody yesterday did mention breast cancer awareness. That would be a reason, unless there was like a special occasion, like if somebody was having like a baby shower and they're having a girl and they're like, hey, we got a pink theme, I would throw these kicks on. But on an everyday, like I will not wake up and be like, yo, I'm about to rock my pink Awakes today. I'm telling you, like I actually wouldn't do it. So in the meantime, you know, I'm gonna wait for this pair to come in. I'm excited. I'm glad I hit on them, but yeah, it might just become trade bait for me too. You know, somebody did ask me yesterday. I don't remember who, but somebody did ask me. It's like, yo, Mr. Think, because you're from New York, would you just hold on to them? You know, just being a New Yorker. And I'm like, you know, it's not necessarily a bad idea. I do have the Awake airships. I have the red pair. I still need to go back and get the blue pair just to kind of, you know, have the red and blue airships. So, I mean, I've also thought about acquiring the Racer Blue just so I can, you know, have the pack or whatever. So we got the bubble gum in the blue. So I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but I am waiting for my pair to come in. I'm excited to get them in hand. I want to see the leather quality. But to your point, personally, I don't be rocking pink like that neither. And shout out to anyone who do it. It has nothing to do with like being too masculine. It has nothing to do with that. I just don't wear pink like that. That's all. I know people be rocking in pink and they look good in it too. Do we know how many brick by bricks were made? I honestly don't. Does anybody have any numbers on those? I do remember that whole train heist deal, and there were some pairs that were kind of caught up, within that whole heist situation, which, to my knowledge, is still those still haven't been released yet, right? But as far as like a total, hey, Jay elevating the build. What up, brother? Man, we waiting on this release, man. I think I'm gonna have to jump back on. At 1:00. I'm off today. I figured I'd jump on and see if we can get some information on this shock drop, but I'm not shocked. Ain't nothing dropped. So we'll see what the deal is. Major come up. Ken said, I do not do pink either. I just went for it so I can use it for trade bait. I did not think I would have hit 1 out of 7,000 pairs. Yo, the only reason I'm laughing is because of that whole one, the numbering system on that, the 1 out of 7,000. That's the only reason I'm laughing at it. But nah, man, that's a dope cop. Congrats on that. And it's a smart move. I say it all the time, man. Like, go after these kicks. Like, if it's a popular kick, even if you don't like it, you know what I mean? Watch this. There might be somebody who, which is the reason why they're trading. There might be somebody who used that same strategy and they hit on the brick by bricks and they're like, I don't care about these Jordan 4 brick by bricks. I care about these Awake bubble gums. And if that's the bro, I can't be mad at that. Trade those bricks and get your pink bubble gums. Like, ain't nothing wrong with that. That's a solid thing to do. I'm gonna get greedy and trade my pink awakes for brick by bricks and black and blue awakes. But you're gonna have to put some money on top of that. 3K. So Perp, is that the 3K? Is the 3K pairs the pairs that got tied up into this heist? The 3,000 pairs? Let my camera be zooming in. Hey Perp, do you know how many pairs of bricks that were made, like just total, like how many pairs of these bricks like were even made, like just total? I'm just curious if anybody got those stock numbers. Those restock brick by bricks might have been the train heist. No, so Rob T, according to Purple Haze, he had just read like a document that stated that those pairs are actually still in evidence, so they have not been released yet, and this is recent. He told me this a couple of days ago. So the pairs that were supposed to restock, where this whole debacle went down on, those are not those pairs. So we still have more pairs of these bricks, kind of still, I guess, in purgatory, if you look at it that way. Still in limbo, just kind of hanging around. Oh, okay. He said the 3K was the shock drop recently. Okay. So 3K was that shock. Good looking out, Perp. Appreciate it. He said, Young Thug out here telling. What's going on? Is Young Thug in trouble again? I haven't been following anything on him. I don't have the composite number on the bricks, unfortunately. Yeah, all good. It's all good. Appreciate you. Man, so no shock drop yet. It's okay. You know what they say, no news is good news. So we're just gonna have to wait it out. Make sure you stay plugged into your devices. I'm gonna get back on here. It's early. It's only 8:45 here, so I'm gonna go run me some errands, go handle some business, and I'm gonna jump back on. Let's see. If we don't if we don't get a drop at 1:00, if we don't get a drop at 1, I'm not saying this is gonna happen, but it might be a possibility that somebody else might take over my computer, and the lights might be off, and I look. If there's a weird live that goes down, I'm just saying, anything's possible. Anything's possible. So okay, take a break. See me and get back later on. Look, I am gonna go ahead and take a break. I'll work out a little bit, go run some errands. I can go to Sam's Club, get some cases of water, do all that good stuff. I'm gonna come back. He said between 12 and 1 p.m. Central Standard Time is what I'm hearing. All right. Hey, Ty. Look, there are no promises, my friend. I'm telling you right now, there are no promises. So yeah, I'll get back up on here. Shout out to everybody who's been tapped in, man. Like y'all been rolling, like rocking out with me, man. Like a constant amount of people up in here. Appreciate that, man. It's always love on this end. So look, I'll be back. So if you're at work or if you're chilling, whatever, you got to go to work by taking a nap, man. Do your thing. I appreciate you. It's always love on this end. Make sure you'll tap into the One Pair at a Time podcast. That is Saturday morning. We be getting it in. We getting it in. Shout out to all of my people. Shout out to everybody in the comment section. Like and subscribe, sub up, show some love, watch some videos, man. Have some fun, and I'll see y'all in a little bit. Take me a little break, give me something to eat. I've been on this little weight loss thing too, so I've been eating a whole lot healthier. So 270, I ain't about to be 270 for too much longer. I bet you I'm already less. I'm gonna take a picture of my weight. I bet you I already dropped. But I've been eating pretty good. So look, I'm gonna holler at y'all. I'll be back.